Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. We love you guys. Really appreciate your time and energy and following along for this ride. So today I wanted to go over 3 tips that I think all foilers should know, and it'll really help you just in your foil journey and enjoying and like little secret tips. So first one, we've all done this. It's like a nightmare, and you're like rushing to the session. You're so excited. You get down there, and maybe you drop your board, or you slips out of your car, slips out of the board bag, and you ding your board. So there's a couple ways you can do this depending on how big the ding is. Obviously, if it's huge and you want to get it repaired. But saying that, a little Scotch tape can just go right over a tiny little crack just to keep the water out for that session, and then you can come home and fix it. So it's a good thing to have, is just a little tape. The other one that I used for many, many years, this is an accelerator you can buy at a hobby shop. And what it does is you can take super glue, and you can literally put super glue on it and spray this accelerator, and it'll instantly cure. And it helps for obviously keeping water out of it, but it's a really short-term fix in a really fast time. And so it's a cool thing to have with you. It's just Insta-Set for super glue, and you can put it on your board and spray it on. Not to mention, backstory, when I was going for the world title long time ago, I had a slice in my hand, and I was actually using the super glue and then this Insta-Set to keep this cut closed, because I was competing every day and it kept opening because of the water. But works amazing. Highly recommend it. Just a little quick to save the session. Obviously, I always recommend getting it professionally repaired, keeping the water out of those boards, but just something you can do really quick. The second one I think is awesome, and something that I personally do, and maybe will help you, and that is you can just take like a pencil or a marker, white marker, whatever it may be, and when you're out in the water and you show up for your session, and maybe I have multiple wings, maybe I don't have multiple wings, but every session can be different. And so if the sessions are different, you can mark your mass placement by just circling it with the marker and putting 150 AHA session, whatever, and you can adjust and move things around for conditions, because you may only have one wing, right? And the conditions get bigger, and man, when it's bigger, there's a lot of lift, and you may want to move that mouse a hair back to just compensate. Now, obviously, you can move your feet around on your board, but these are ways to really lock in those perfect sessions that you've had where everything lines up, and you can just mark it on your board, knowing this is the placement for this wing on my board, and then you never have to think twice. You can just go right there, set the bolts, game on, and always have that perfect feeling set up for those perfect conditions. Especially when you have multiple wings, whether you have smaller wings or bigger wings, or high aspect or non-high aspect, it can really help to have that perfect placement for those sessions. So every session you go out, set it, whether it was maybe I had too much lift, maybe I was back, maybe I felt a little this, that, but those money ones, mark those on your board, and you're going to have those placements so that you can always set your wings, your mass to exactly that perfect scenario. Third, last but not least, always keeping your foil wings nice and clean from getting, dinged or banged or scraped or so on and so forth. So there's this tape, or you can just take a little bit of foam and put it right on the nose of the board. And then when you flip your board over, so you're not putting your foil on the direct concrete, the foil wings or the front of the foil, you just flip your board over, and it's always laying on a little clear tape or some foam, so you never ding up your board or scratch up your board. Just a little thing you can add there will really help for when you're switching out wings, so on and so forth. But it's just a little thing. You can use a mat or a towel. Obviously that works as well. I'm going to throw in a last one there that we all know about, but we kind of forget. But always good to have some sandpaper in your quiver to just maybe you bumped your wing when you came out of the water, it rubbed up against some rocks, or it hit the sand and it's really sharp, maybe your mass is sharp. You can just buff it down, clean it up, so that you don't ever have potentially those hooks can cut you with carbon and so on and so forth. So always good to have that. Maybe some extra tools. Always great things to have with you when you go to the beach. I want to end on this note because I think it's an important one, but I want you to ask yourself, what do you do on a daily basis that maybe you want to change or maybe you shouldn't do? And things like this. Like, I know I shouldn't eat sugar, but I kind of want those jelly beans. Like, what are those things? And I know it's going to be like kind of a big wake-up call when you write everything down. Maybe it's like, hey, I wake up every day. I knew I should have made my bed, but I didn't make my bed. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to make my bed every single day. You're going to start creating processes or change some of these things that maybe are just like a routine that maybe you don't like, that you just do because you've been doing it for so long. You'd be surprised when you change these little routines, how powerful and how, fulfilling it'll be for you, because you're really changing big things. It may be small, but they're huge things because you've been doing them for a long, long time. And I think it'll really help your mental health. It'll really help you feel more valuable. It'll really help your productive day, and probably help your health. So hopefully that helps you guys. Something to think about. It can really be a lot to open when you open that book, but I would say it's something I do, and I think you'd be very pleased with doing it. And it can be the littlest things, and see if you can start chipping some off. And there's a lot of things we do that we know we shouldn't do, but we still do. But hopefully it helps you. May you all have a wonderful day, and thank you guys so much for all the support, and we hope to see you on the water. Thanks so much.